So in this video for ShopEngine, I'll be showing you how to get started creating your own custom shop archives. This is perfect when you want to create something just a little bit more unique. Now before we go any further, this is a sponsored video by ShopEngine, so I won't be giving you any opinions, I will just be demonstrating how to use this specific feature. Okay, are we ready to go? Cool, let's just jump over now into WordPress and take a look at how to get started. From our dashboard, let's choose the option for ShopEngine and choose Builder Templates. Once we're inside there, that will now show us all of the template files we've created, anything that's active and so on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and create a new template. We'll choose Add New, we'll rename this, we'll set this to Default Archive Template. Then we can choose the type of archive. At the moment this is set to single, so we're going to just choose the option and we're going to just pick Archive. Now we can go ahead, set this as default, and if we want to, we can pick any of the sample designs and use those as a starting point or exactly as they are. For this example though, we're going to leave those, we're going to start with something completely blank. We'll set this to be default and we'll hit Save Changes. Once that's saved, that now creates the template file for us. You can see there's our default archive template. Now we can choose to edit this with Elementor. And once loaded in, we now have access to the template and all of the different widgets that we have as part of ShopEngine. If we take a look at the widgets on the left hand side, you can see we've got two different sections. We've got the ShopEngine General, which gives us a range of different tools that we can use across any of our templates, things like advanced search, deal products, filterable product lists, and so on. And then we have the ShopEngine Product Archive widgets. These are specific to this particular archive type. As you can see, currently we have 8 different options. So we're going to use a couple of these now to start creating our template. So first of all, let's just go ahead and drop in the overall selection of products. So to do that, we're going to simply choose the option for product list. We'll drop that into our design, and that now gives us a very typical product list. You can see on the left hand side, we've got a selection of different options. We can choose the products per page, the ordering, how they're going to be ordered, the number of columns across different types of devices, and also show the products by category or by product. We can then go ahead and choose what categories we want to link inside this particular template. Finally, we have the settings option, and this is where we can configure how everything looks. From here, we can enable and disable various different features. So for example, you can disable the sale badge, you can show a discount percentage, show tags, you can control the position of this, and you can also set custom positions. You can also set your badge align. So for example, we may want to align our badges to the left-hand side. If we choose that option, you can see the sale badge now aligns to the left. If we want to set a custom value, we can enable that, and then we can offset this with an X and Y position. So very easy to adjust this to exactly what we want in our design. Let's quickly reset that. And you can see we've got lots of different options inside here. We can shrink the characters down for the title if we've got long titles in our design and we don't want those to cause problems in our layout. We could adjust the product hover, the price, the category, those kinds of things. And if we come over to the style section, you can see we have lots of options inside here to control exactly how each of our different sections inside this design works. Our product image, badge, category, and so on. So for example, if we open up the badge, we can change the color scheme on this to make sure it fits in with the design aesthetic that we've created. In this example, let's just change this red for one of our pre-designed colors. We'll choose this green color, and you can see now that updates the sale badge anywhere that's used inside this design. Okay, so being able to tweak the design is pretty cool, and we can go ahead and we can make this fit in exactly within the design that we've got. We can change the fonts, colors, typography, all those kinds of things. But there's still a lot more we can do inside our archive pages. Let's hop back into the widget list, and we've got some extra options inside here. For example, we can drop in the archive title, and this is great where you have multiple different categories for products. So for example, we've got both cactus and plants, so it would make sense to drop in the title at the top of this so anybody that's listening through can see exactly what archive or what section they're currently looking at. So let's just do that. Let's add the archive title above our list of products. Now you can see that shows shop at the moment, and that's only because we've created the template. On the live site, when we go into any of our product categories, that will show the category name. Let me just demonstrate that for you. Let's update this, and let's preview things. Let's preview our changes. And as you can see, it's saying shop at the moment. However, if we come over and we choose the option for cactus, you can see now that updates and shows us the cactus category. If we come back to our shop again, and this time choose plants, you can see that now updates and shows us plants. So it's pretty easy to set things up to make sure that it shows this throughout our entire design. Let's just hop back into Elementor. Okay, that's all pretty cool, but there is some limitations by using this option. So if we choose the product list option, we're kind of limited to some of the other widgets that we can use. For example, you can see inside here we've got things like the order filter, archive view mode, and so on. To be able to use those, we need to use the archive products widget. So let's remove this option and let's go ahead and add in the archive products. We'll drop that into our design. As you can see now, that pulls in our products. Now we've got different options on the left hand side. For example, the layout is now controlled by the customizer that's part of WooCommerce. So if we want to make changes to the number of columns that are going to be seen and so on, they'll have to be done inside the customizer underneath the appearance section of your dashboard. So we're going to leave that as it is. We can go in and set up things like the content. So you can see we can enable and disable various different features. So for example, the flash sale badge, we can disable that. We can disable the categories. We can show the description and lots more options. You've also got things like the button group. And this then gives us a selection of shortcuts when we hover over any of the products. So pretty cool if you want a nice interactive way of working with your products. And you've got lots of more options inside there. We've also got things like pagination. We can control this based upon 4 different kinds of designs: numeric, default, load more, and so on. We can also go ahead and customize the icons that are going to be used and choose custom ordering inside here. We can set what's the most important when we're looking at these custom ordering options. So quick view, wish list, add to cart, comparison. Pretty much what you can see on here. Okay, so we can disable the ordering. We come into styles. You can see we've got a full complement of different styling options inside here. And all these are pretty cool and really easy to use. So you can go ahead and you can adjust things like your category, your title, and so on. So if we want to set this up, you can adjust the padding, your typography, colors, those kinds of things, right the way down to choosing the global font. The global font is just a great way of being able to set the font that's going to be used throughout just this particular page. It's not going to affect any other template pages, only this specific one. But it's a quick and easy way of setting things up if you don't want to use the global styling as part of Elementor. Okay, so that's the basics of this. Let's just update this. So now we've updated our archive products, we can go ahead and add in the extra widgets because we're using the archive products widget itself, and that opens up more options for us. So let's go back to our widget list, and let's say we want to set the order by filter. We can drag and drop that where we want, and you can see now that shows us a drop down list. We'll select that, and inside there we've got a range of very popular common ways of sorting our different products. You can see we can set things like popularity, latest, low to high, and so on. We've also got options to choose what type of list this is. By default, it's set to a drop-down list, but you could also set this to be a static list. And you can see once we do that, it now shows a list inside there. So if you wanted to create a slightly different design, so let's just say we'll add a new column in. We'll push this widget over to the right-hand side and we'll adjust our column sizing. And we've now created a really simple way of sorting our products on our page. Pretty cool. Now again, you've got a list of different options available to you on the left-hand side, so you can control exactly how this looks. So things like you can adjust the space in between each of these. You can go in and adjust the typography, the styling for the hover. So let's just say we want to set this to our global green color. So now when you hover over, you get the right color, kind of matches into the design. And if you want to drop in borders and border radiuses, you can do all those kinds of things inside there as well. Let's go back to our widgets. Let's take a look at what else we've got. You can see we can do things like we can drop in the archive view mode. So let's do that. Let's just say we want to allow people to choose different views. We'll drop that above the actual list of products, and you can see this now pulls in 2 different icons. We can go ahead and we can style these, we can align them. So let's pop those over to the right hand side, which is probably a little bit more in keeping. You can see we can adjust the color. If we want to adjust the color on hover, we can do that. And again, let's do the same thing again. Set this to our global color. And you can see now when we hover over, or whichever one is active, is now displayed in our green color. So now if we want to, we can adjust the way this looks. So currently we're viewing these in a simple 2x2 block. We can change that over and we can have it laid out slightly differently. And then we can go ahead and we can adjust the styling of this to make sure that everything looks the way that we want. Let's just switch back to our original view, and there you go. So now if we wanted to, we can go ahead and we can adjust the styling of this different view mode option, and you can see we can adjust the icon size, the alignment, the hover, all those kinds of things. So you can see we can very quickly start to build up a more comprehensive customized layout, but there's still more options. Let's scroll to the bottom this time. Let's go right down to the bottom of our list of products, and let's go ahead and add in something else. Let's come back to our widgets, and this time we're going to choose the option to say products per page filter. So we'll drag and drop that underneath. Once that's done, you can see that now shows us a range of options, 9, 12, 18, and 24. These are the default values, but you can change these to whatever you want. So let's say we wanted to choose the option for 2 and 4. All we need to do is make sure each of these values is separated by a comma. Again, you've got the option for typography control, spacing, alignment, and so on. So let's just set this over to the right-hand side. Set our active color as well. We'll set this to be our green, as we've done before. And let's just update this and take a look at the front end to see exactly how this is going to work. So let's just preview our page. And there's our design. You can see we've got all our filters on the left-hand side. We've got our view changing on the top right-hand side. And if we scroll right the way down to the bottom, you can see we can now choose exactly how many products per page we want. So let's set this to 2. And you can see now we're only viewing 2 products on the page. We can change the view. We can change it back. And we can also go ahead and set our filters. So let's set this to be something like 9 so we can see a few more products. And let's go ahead and set this to be sorted by the latest products. And there we go, sorted by the latest product first. We can sort by popularity. As you can see, there's our highest star ratings. That's most popular product. So you've got all those options available to you inside here. Really easy to set things up and customize the look and feel of your archive templates. So there's one final widget I want to show you before I wrap this up, and that's the archive result count. So if you're using the filters and so on, this can be really handy to show you how many products you're actually looking at. So let's go ahead and just make a little bit of space up at this top section. So let's go ahead and insert an inner column. So we'll position that there, and we'll just grab this widget, pop that into the right hand side, come back to our widget list, and from there we're going to see our archive result count and drop that into the left hand side. And you can see that's now telling us it's showing all results. But this works in basically the same way as the title. It's just putting the placeholder text in there. So let's update this design. Once we've done that, let's preview the changes and we'll see exactly what this is showing us. So you can see this is now showing records 1 to 8 of 12 results. If we scroll right the way down to the bottom and we say we'll choose 4, come back up, you can see it's showing 1 to 4 of 12 results. So it tells us exactly how many products there are, and we can go ahead and we can scroll through and see everything we want. So it's a really easy way of creating really unique custom pages using the free version of ShopEngine. So now that we've seen how to get started using ShopEngine and creating custom archives, you may want to take a look at how to create your own custom single product template. I've already covered that in this video, so you can check that out next. As always, all of the links are in the description below. My name is Paul C, this is WPTuts, and until next time, take care.